Makisode YouTube channel. So we drew a motif, a circular motif that we plan to use in one of our projects. All right, and then I said I was going to be working the actual. I will do the actual work. The crochet. I'll crochet on camera so that you can see how the drawing turned out in reality. So if you're new to our channel, do go subscribe because we bring you amazing tips and tricks on how you can make your crochet life way easier. All right. Okay, so for this motif, right, we started out with a magic circle. So sorry, we started out with chains, 7 chains actually. 7 chains. All right. So I'm gonna be working 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then I'm going to join the chain, the last chain to the first chain to create a circle. All right, and then I'm going to chain up 3 and work 15 more double crochet stitches into this circle here that the chain created, because I need 16 double crochet stitches, and the very first 3 chain up serves as a double crochet stitch. All right, so yeah, here goes. I'm going to be working 16 of this. I'll meet you here when I have my 16. Okay, so we're about to work the 16th stitch. So double crochet stitch 16, number 16, and then I'm going to be slip stitching into that top chain right there to complete this row. Okay, so that's row 1 done. Then I'm going to chain up 2. I'm chaining up 2 because I'm going to be working 2 double crochet stitches together. So into that same stitch that I'm coming out of, I work the remaining double crochet stitch. Okay, I chain 2. That's the next row, involves 2 double crochet stitches together and chain 2, and the 2 double crochet stitches together are going to be inserted into all of the stitches from the previous row. So this is how to work 2 double crochet stitches together. You start the first double crochet stitch, right? When you yarn over and pull the first time, you hold on, you yarn over on your hook again, insert into the stitch, and then pull through 2 and pull through the remaining 3. If you do not know how to do that, then you're an absolute beginner. This video is probably not for you. So yeah, 2 double crochet stitches together and 2 chains, right? That's it for this row. 2 double crochet stitches together. That's how this row is gonna go, and then 2 chains. All right, I'm gonna work the rest of the camera and come back here to show you. So I'm at the end of the row now, and I'm about to work the last 2 double crochet together, and this is it right here. And then I chain 2 and slip stitch into that first 2 double crochet stitches together. Now this motif is a 6 row motif, and I plan to use alternate my colors every 2 rows. So I'm done with the first 2 rows, so that color, I'm done with that one as well. I'm going to pick up another color and continue, the 3rd and the 4th row. So here goes. I want to use this variegated yarn right here. Okay, so like I said, the second row involves the 3rd row now involves V stitches, double crochet stitches and chains. But how that's going to work is this: I'm alternating my hook sizes for, so that I can so that the row can be a little bit more relaxed. If I use the same size, it's going to be uptight. So you find out what works for you and then stick to that. So for this particular row, I need a bigger hook size. That's why I'm going 1 millimeter up. All right, I started out with a 4 millimeter, and this is a 5 millimeter now. All right, you would see what I mean by the time I'm done. All right, so this row requires V stitches, meaning I've chained up 4, 3 stitches, 3 chains representing the double crochet stitch, and the extra chain is the actual chain for the V stitch. I complete this V stitch by inserting or double crochet into that same space. Then I chain and a single double crochet stitch in there, a chain. I insert a V stitch into the next chain space, yeah, into this next chain space, and then I chain again, double crochet stitch, a chain, a V stitch into this one. So I'm just going to be alternating between the V stitch and the double crochet stitch while parting them both with a chain. Remember that the V stitch consists of one double crochet stitch, a chain, and another double crochet stitch. And this row comprises of V stitches and double crochet stitches parted by chains. So I'm going to work this up to the end of the row and come back here to show us. I'm at the end of the row, and if you can see clearly, you notice that this row is a bit tight, despite the fact that I worked it with a bigger hook size. So yeah, that's what I mean by having to create yours. As much as crocheters do not particularly enjoy having to draw their own patterns and working their own patterns, it helps because that way you know what to modify and where to modify it. All right, so this fourth row involves V stitches into every chain space. These stitches here imply a double crochet stitch, a chain, and another double crochet stitch. So for this very first V stitch, I've inserted 4 chains. 3 represent the double crochet stitch, and then the extra chain is the actual chain. So now I'm going to be inserting another double crochet stitch into that same chain space, and then I continue. So a V stitch into every chain space, a V stitch into every chain space. You will realize that there's a chain space between the V's in the previous row, from the previous row, and also between the double crochets and the V. So every single chain space from the previous row, you're going to be inserting a V stitch in there. The V stitch again comprises of a double crochet stitch, a chain, and another double crochet stitch. V stitches only into the chain space from the previous row. That is what this row is all about. So I'm going to complete this off the camera, and then I'll come back and show us all what we have, right? All right, so I've come up on my very last chain space right there. Because it's variegated yarn, it's a little hard to see for you, I am guessing, but if you've been following my prompts, it shouldn't be a problem. So that's it for the next 2 rows. I let go of this yarn. I have fastened up. It is at this point that I choose my wrong side. Okay, so I have chosen that the other side be my wrong side, so I'm moving all these stragglers to the wrong side. All right, so yeah, this becomes a lot neater. So what I'm going to do is bring something really bright. I'm going to bring back the red. Okay, I'm going to bring back the red. Okay, so this next row involves single crochet stitches and chains. So single crochet stitch in there, right? I've fastened on. So what I'm going to do next is just work my single crochet stitch, and then I chain 4, and then find the space between the V's. So I'm going to part every V with that single crochet stitch, chain 4 above the V, single crochet stitch between the V again, yeah, as in part each V. So this is a V, right? Another V. So the single crochet stitches go in there. A V, a single crochet stitch, right? You see the V, and then see where the single crochet goes. So this V right here, I'm going to be putting my single crochet stitch in here. I chain 4, I look for the next V border, I'll call it a border, and insert another single crochet stitch. I chain 4, I find the next V border, and insert a single crochet stitch. I'm going to be doing this to the end, and I'll come show us. So remember, at the borders of the V, right? Border of a V, a border of a V, not between the V's, right? At the borders, that's where you're going to be inserting your single crochet stitches. See you here at the end of the row. All right, so we're here at the, at the end, right? As you can see, it forms this wavy look. If you want yours to be wavier or a lot more wavy than this is, you can increase the number of chains you insert between the single crochet stitches. I'm using 4. You can use 5, you can use 6. If you want it less, you can use 3. So that's the beauty of drawing and creating your own patterns or modifying something you saw. All right, so this is my last stitch. I'm going to be slip stitching into that first single crochet right there. That's it. So my last row, I'm going to slip stitch until I get to the center. So here essentially at the center, I create my first single crochet and then I chain 1. This is the last row. So into this next 4 chain space, I'm going to be inserting a shell. This shell is 5 double crochet stitches. 5 double crochet stitches forms the shell. Then I chain 1, a single crochet into the next chain 4 space. I chain 1 again and then create another shell. So stay with me. Chains, parting the shells and the single crochet stitches. For the shells, 5 double crochet stitches, into the 4 chain space from the previous row. So the 4 chain spaces from the previous row are going to be housing shells and single crochet stitches. So right after the shell, a single crochet goes in the next one, and then a chain, and then a shell. 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, single crochet, chain, shell, chain, single crochet, chain, shell, chain, single crochet, chain, shell. That's it. So it's simple, right? A chain, a single crochet, a chain, and then a shell. All right, I'm going to be working the rest of this off the camera. As you would have noticed now, I'm not particularly a fan of sitting in front of the camera to crochet, yeah, but I do my best. All right, remember to subscribe, eh? I'll be back to show us what the rest of this looks like. All right, so we've come to nearly a close, and I just came out from a shell. So I'm gonna be single crocheting into that next loop, chain 1, and then work my final shell. 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet stitches, my final chain. Then this was our single crochet stitch right there. See that spot there? So that's where I'm going to be slip stitching into. And we are done with the motif. Okay. As usual, move all the stragglers to the wrong side so that I can see clearly what I got. So that's it. Beautiful, right? So got that. So we're probably going to be making about 40 or more of these, and we're also going to have to find a way to work half of it. Yep. So if you want to see how to work half of it, let me see your comments in the section. Remember to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.